Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number CAM500, CAM500. This is what's called a CAM for automatic door bottoms. This is used when you need to mount an automatic door bottom on the pull side of the door rather than the conventional push side of the door. There are times when you need to install it on the pull side of the door. You might have an odd condition where you are going to be mounting it where there is no stop present that it will connect to, or pardon me, engage. No stop present so that it will depress the plunger. The scenario for the CAM500 is going to be when you will mount, again, the unit on the pull side of the door. The plunger, which is always installed on the hinge side, when you reverse it and install it on the pull side of the door, the plunger end of your door bottom now needs to be on the lock side. So your door swings in, the automatic door bottom is on this side. When you apply the cam to the face of the jamb, the plunger will make contact and it will depress in, get to the face of the jamb, and then to a position of the door being closed. That action will allow you to install this on the pull side of the door. So if you just envision, and it's obviously not handed because of its triangular shape, you can mount it on either side of the door. By the way, screws are not included. You'll have to provide some screws. So if you envision the plunger sticking out of the edge of the unit, it will strike, it will become depressed, and as it is being depressed, it will start to engage the drop of the bottom. Once the plunger leaves the backside of the CAM500, it will then hopefully be gliding across the stop of the frame, pardon me, the rabbet of the frame, and it will probably move on the frame until the door is closed. So you'll have that plunger traveling as well, even though it probably will no longer be depressed, assuming that this or this side is flush with the rabbet of the frame. You'll have some travel of the plunger as it leaves the cam and rides over that 3/4 inch or 7/8 of an inch part of the frame. You might want to dress that with something, maybe a small strip of sheet metal, because if you have a wood frame, if that plunger is making contact, it will wear that out over time, is what I'm trying to say. Something quite thin, maybe a single screw, is what you'll want. Or something a bit more sophisticated, maybe a small piece of architectural metal that you've mortised in a couple of screws, whatever the case is. Okay, so people will use these also in a situation where you don't have a traditional stop. This client happens to have a cased opening frame where they've got a piece of hardware acting as the stop and needs to mount it on the pull side of the door. So this CAM500 is really the elegant way to use that door bottom. There is a link below this video to a document called Tech Sheet, which will allow you to review the the dimensional properties of the unit. Overall height, about 3.5. Overall projection, about 1 5/16 inches. Width on the backside, about 1.25 inches. Okay. Again, a couple of screws you'll need. I'm going to guess you want a couple of 6 by 1.75 inch screws, something in that range. You're going to need to think that through, meaning you've got perhaps a 1/4 inch recessed area before the head will sit there. Okay, so the dimension that we're dealing with for the length of the screw will be something like, I forgot the projection we had said, 1 7/16 inches. I might be looking at a 2-inch screw. 6 by 2 with a pan head would be my recommendation for that. There is an image also in the extended description and a link below this video called Cam Image, along with photographs of this exact item showing the typical installation. Okay. Now you'll also install it, as I had said earlier, in instances when you simply don't have a stop. You could have a frame where when the door closes, it's flush to the stop, okay, and you're really just using this to act as a stop, and in many instances is not going to glide any further into your rabbit area at all. But in instances where you have an unusual circumstance with an inset, you might need to consider that. Or maybe I've had people get these installed on center hung doors as well, and that was an issue that they were looking at resolving. So that plunger is probably going to reside, certainly right in this area when it's properly installed. Okay. Typical sort of item. Pemko is the company that manufactures this and allows you to get it installed on the inside of the door. That's the bottom line. Now I like, on the pull side of the door. I like the door bottom to be on the exterior, whether it's in swing or out swing, because I want that line of defense to be as far out as possible. I want to stop the rain not only maybe under the door, I certainly don't want to stop it when it's on the inside of the door. I want to have that kicked out and have my initial barrier on the outside as much as possible. If your door swings out and you have an automatic door bottom, you can mount this on the outside, mount your door bottom on the exterior, okay, of the device, of the door, and then use this. That would be an acceptable way to go as well. If you have any questions on the Pemko CAM500 or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.